What's going on, guys? The Iceman here, the man with the plan, the man with the knowledge, the man with the wrestling news, the frozen one. And I wanted to point out that my opinions are my opinions, and they have nothing to do with anybody else's opinions. These are just my opinions. And after watching Monday Night Raw last night, after watching the first hour, I'll be honest with you, I was really bored. Okay. Um, I figured John Cena would be on into the second hour, which he was. And of course, he came out to announce that he was going to, you know, put himself into the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. And then Stephanie came out and, just tore John Cena apart, which this segment was okay, but it leads me to believe, why did Rusev come out and, you know, and then come out and say again that he wasn't going to give John Cena a rematch? He already said it once last week, so why come out and say it again unless there is going to be a rematch? Because honestly, you don't leave John Cena off the card of WrestleMania. Not where he stands right now in the world of professional wrestling. So whether or not they move into the Rusev Cena thing going into WrestleMania. We only have 3 more Raws left, guys, and it's the 9th, 16th, and the 23rd of March. So right now they really haven't established a hell of a lot except for the ladder match and Sting and Triple H, Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, and that again, of course, I always have an issue with. I didn't think Raw was the best of shows overall, but there was a lot of good segments. I'm still wondering what is going on with Randy Orton. Is he going to explode? Is he going to turn on Seth Rollins? Or, there was also an interesting segment when Seth Rollins and Jon Stewart were on there, and Jon Stewart told Seth Rollins, he goes, basically, what is the authority doing for you? Could Seth Rollins break away from the authority? That's another thing I'm not sure of. But that was a pretty good segment with Jon Stewart and Seth Rollins. I really enjoyed that. The Triple H segment with Booker T, firing Booker T, was just, to me, it was just like embarrassing for Booker T. I thought it was pretty messed up in my mind. But Triple H, obviously, like he said, he's going to show that he has the authority. He can do what he wants. We saw the return of AJ Lee. She got a big pop. And of course, during her return and the Triple H segment, we heard the chants of CM Punk. And of course, New Jersey can be a really raucous crowd, as they showed to John Cena. They showed a lot of hate to John Cena. And to be honest with you, if I was a wrestler and I did what I did, like John Cena has done for the WWE, and you got a reaction like that, I mean, I don't care what anybody says. I know it's a business and whatnot. You have to walk away, and it's got to bother you. I mean, in my eyes, it would. But anyway, yeah, the show just, it had some really interesting moments. And of course, we saw Daniel Bryan and Luke Harper in a match. And of course, we're not going to see Daniel Bryan lose. God forbid if he loses a match. But then we saw the main event, which of course, as always, Seth Rollins out with the two Stooges and the other two Stooges, J&J Security of Joey Mercury and Jamie Noble and Big Show and Kane. And then we saw Randy Orton come out, staying on the opposite side of the ring. And it just makes me wonder I think something's going to explode here. But the main event was pretty good, actually. But I honestly think because Roman Reigns cannot, promote himself against Brock Lesnar because Lesnar is never there, this creates a big issue. So I thought the WWE was a little messed up in having Seth Rollins actually pin Roman Reigns, even though there was some outside interference, but he did get the clean pin. But then again, this is a typical type WWE strategy where, the good guy gets beat, but then he destroys everybody else afterwards, in which Roman Reigns did, which made him look strong at the end of the show. I think the promo by Paul Heyman, it's interesting because, I was watching Aaron Riff's video and he thought that Paul Heyman cut a great promo, but you have to wonder, why is Rollins, involved with Roman Reigns before WrestleMania? Are they sort of like preparing for the fact that maybe Brock Lesnar won't show up? Because you did hear in the promo by Paul Heyman that Brock will go where he wants, when he wants, and then he was talking about the title. He'll lose it when he wants, and it makes me wonder, because I'll tell you what right now, if the WWE decides to shell out big bucks to keep Brock Lesnar and he retains that title, I'm one guy, man, that is going to sort of like tune out, because I don't want to see another run with the title with Brock Lesnar where we don't see him. We don't see him now. We need to see Brock Lesnar now. We need to see Brock Lesnar, with promos going back and forth with Roman Reigns to build up this WrestleMania. And this is the big thing about Raw last night. There wasn't really much of a build-up towards the matches for WrestleMania, except for the fact that Sting and Triple H, well, obviously Triple H was out in the ring talking about Sting and WCW and whatnot. And it's sort of funny too, because, before the WCW went down, you would never ever hear the WWE or the WWF ever talk about WCW. So now that it's an after fact, they can gloat and they can say what they want. And that's interesting. And then we have the ladder match for the IC title. But anything other than that, there's really nothing really prepared for WrestleMania. When Curtis Axel came out, before John Cena destroyed him, he got a big pop from the New Jersey fans. And I'm thinking to myself, you got to be kidding me. They better not have an Axel and John Cena match at WrestleMania, because for me, it would be the most demeaning match for John Cena. And then it wouldn't make sense anyhow. Who was Rusev going to wrestle? Where was Sheamus last night? He was, scheduled to appear. Like I said, we did see AJ Lee. She came out and helped Paige. She got a huge pop. We heard the CM Punk chants and whatnot. But really, there's really nothing really decided yet going into WrestleMania, and we have 3 more Raws left. So hopefully next week and on SmackDown on Thursday, things start to, gel together, because right now, this is a Mania that, I don't know, nobody really knows the situation with Lesnar. And then you might have to wonder, maybe on SmackDown, that Triple H may insert Seth Rollins into a triple threat match at Mania. And again, this has happened quite too often with the Authority, and I honestly think they need to do something different. But that's just my opinion. Like I said at the beginning of this video, all my opinions are only my opinions. They're not opinions of anybody else's. So, we'll just have to wait and see. Like I said, the show overall, the last 2 hours got better. I didn't care for the first hour. And, I would have loved to see John Cena just toss the mic at Stephanie and tell her, I freaking quit. I would have loved it. That would have made a better storyline than what they're doing to John Cena right now. So, again, but I'm on the outside looking in. I'm not involved in the business, as Triple H has stated to Booker T. And, what he did to Booker T on live TV last night, I think was really degrading. And he only did it because Booker T was mainly a WCW guy. So, those are my thoughts. Those are my opinions. Peace out, everybody. Have yourself a great Tuesday.